What is up, everybody? Yo, it is awesome out today. It is awesome. It is going to be a great day. And I just want to start this video with a lot of positivity, okay? Me and my girl Karma, we're on our walk and talk. She is so happy to be out here. I can tell you that right now, 1000%, obviously. And I know that a lot of my coverage, especially yesterday with the coronavirus stuff, is upsetting. And now we have Cuomo. First of all, we've got 2 confirmed cases in New York. They're saying that a health worker who recently visited Iran, I believe she's in her 30s, is case 1. And then they have a second case now developing in New York City. I think it's been in New York for quite some time. If you remember, I played that video of the call into the hospital outside of Rochester. How are we doing, Ryan? So I think we're going to get a lot of numbers in the next couple days. You already saw panic buying in Brooklyn. You're going to see that in every single borough. That's why I'm glad to be out here on a nice walk and talk with you guys in a cool breeze. By the way, thumbs this video up. So let's talk about the other things that we need to talk about. If you are in New York City, now is the time to make a plan, especially. Any city, you should have a plan. Absolutely. Because at the very least, you're going to protect yourself for some pretty serious price gouging that's going to go on in the next few days and weeks, in my opinion. Number 1. Okay? Number 2, if you are in New York City in particular, realize unless you have a helicopter or a boat, you are stuck there. There are 2 places that will be very, very easy to cordon you off. What will they be? Well, if you've never been there, folks, Lincoln Tunnel and the George Washington Bridge are pretty much it. My girl Erica Jill, you better make buddies with whoever flies those copters if you need out of there. I'm looking at you, okay? I know you're in there. And she said there was already 1 confirmed case. It is gonna break out like wildfire in New York City. And the panic that ensues there especially frightens me. Because I have so many friends and family and loved ones that reside in that area and also in Long Island. Now don't get me wrong, you know, Long Island has a ferry to Connecticut. How long until they cordon those places off? When you are literally locked by water, you do not have that many options. So New York City is really the last place I would want to be in any kind of a panic situation, any type of a virus. I mean, look how gorgeous it is up here in upstate New York. If you got friends and family, now's the time. Now's the time, folks, and I'm not trying to scare anybody, but have a plan. Even here, remember I was telling you on Thursday when I drove back from DC that I was going to go shopping that day, and I did. And then I went back the next day. And I'll tell you what, I even picked some stuff up over at Walgreens because they had a great sale on canned soup where it was cheaper than anybody else. What's the worst that can happen? I can have what? A 1-2 month supply of rice and soup. Good thing it lasts for a couple years, huh? But again, even the shelves here, and I am way away from New York City. We're talking a 3+ hour drive. There was panic buying. Now, one of the patients, I believe the health workers and the elderly are probably going to be the most diagnosed, and the most diagnosed rapidly for 2 separate reasons. Number 1, because they are, with the health workers, they're in the medical field, and they're with these patients, and they're going to be, it's going to be easier for them to be tested. From what I understand right now, it's going to run you $1,000 to $3,000 for a test on this. $1,000 to $3,000. I hope that that's going to change, that it's not going to cost us anything. That's ridiculous. That is unbelievable. Now, I also watched the WHO press conference. Let's talk about that for a second. You know, one of the guys, not the deputy director, the white gentleman, had to say, look, we're not trying to panic people, but he went as far as to say there are some reports that it does have, 1 to 2% lethality is what they're reporting, but he said up to 10% in some cases. and whatever those cases are. But again, it's so hard to get the data because we don't know, because people haven't been tested, etc. Now, the other thing that really struck me at this conference, this press conference by the WHO, the black gentleman who I believe is the deputy director, Thetis or something like that, I'm probably butchering his name. By the way, thumbs this video up. He brought up the old point of humanity coming together against a threat from another world. In other words, an alien threat, an extraterrestrial threat, an enemy from another planet. And then he coincided it with this, that we don't need an enemy from another planet. The enemy is here, and he's talking about the virus. I think, unfortunately, the enemy will turn out to be ourselves. And the virus itself will not, like I said, I don't think Shepard's right when he says 100% lethality right. I saw another video where I was sent something where supposedly it has a 50% lethality rate. I don't believe that. That would be tremendous for any virus and reckless to in any way allow it to get out into the public, okay? And when I say out into the public, I mean, is there any doubt now that this is not natural? I find it hard to believe that this thing is natural, which again will ensure more panic, okay? Once people figure out what this is, I mean, are they gonna stand for it? I don't think so, especially if they lose their parent or their grandparent, or God forbid, somebody, of a younger age. That's another thing that we haven't seen any real confirmation of is, the deaths of children in any of these first world countries that have reported it, which is good, but again, we can't trust anybody because we don't know who's telling the truth. Thumbs this video up, subscribe, and share, guys. So here's what we're doing. Unless there's a huge break today, we already have Cuomo, we already have New York City, we already have the stock market's doing okay, but let's really look and see what happens where it closes at around 3 to 4 p.m. What kind of action we're seeing in that stock market. I think it's being artificially inflated to stop an all-out collapse. Let's be honest. It took a major hit, and we now have reports coming out of The Guardian and elsewhere that the way that China is still moving, we have those NASA photos, if you paid attention yesterday, where it seems the pollution is just way down ever since this virus, frightening enough. But now there are reports that they are shipping in Uyghur prisoners, people in their re-education camps, into factories in China. Sorry about that, folks. We are back. Maybe we're going to go take a seat on the bench. So let's reiterate that once again, China, it's being reported that China has taken their prisoners, their Uyghur Muslim prisoners. And I'm probably mispronouncing that. I know that Patrick Henningsen had the correct pronunciation yesterday when I interviewed him. However, now we know that China has now reverted to slave labor. Not that the other type of labor wasn't a form of slave labor as well, but now we're talking about people that have been politically persecuted because of their religious beliefs, already been imprisoned, who are already part of the re-education system, being deployed by a nation state that has all sorts of human rights problems, has been able to successfully cut off information about this virus now for over a month. And now they're the ones that are being forced to work in factories. Very disturbing. I'm not saying any of that is coming here, but we also have to look at the National Guard and the national emergency that's been declared in Washington State after the first death, right? That's a real thing. We have military drills that I've shown you video of that to me are frightening. Thumbs this video up, only 59. Can we get it to 100? Come on, guys. Military drills that are of an unconventional nature against U.S. citizens at checkpoints. They have them in trucks, firing on the military, okay? That's all stuff I showed you yesterday, okay? And it's in my Twitter feed. You can go check it out. Now, if the U.S. troops are doing these in unconventional drills at undisclosed sites, and by the way, they are undisclosed sites, all of a sudden why. Now, I've always been against these martial law drills, but if you were to be deployed into these situations, how many people aren't going to go with their training? And I get it, we're an armed populace, but when you have a place like New York City, and by the way, with this bail reform, crime has already shot through the roof. You have less and less laws being enforced. You have more and more lawlessness. You have people who are police officers that say live in Rockland County, above but maybe they're getting out altogether. They're not trapped inside the 5 boroughs via, the tunnel and the George Washington Bridge. So, listen, it's a gorgeous day out today. Me and Karma, baby, how we doing? We just had an awesome walk. We're gonna finish it up. Hug your loved ones. I'm having a good day. I'm not trying to promote fear. I'm saying have a plan. Have a plan. I've reached out to my friends and family in those areas, and I'm just hoping and praying that things don't get too out of control, that really the only thing we have to fear is the panic of other people. But now's the time. Now's the time to make that plan, okay? Oh, you went from this being fake to alarmist. What the fuck? No, I haven't. I've been reporting on this now for 3 weeks. This isn't alarmist. I'm not telling you to lock yourselves up. I'm telling you to go get some canned food and prepare for price gouging. That's alarmist? And get out of a big city? I mean, that's alarmist? I mean, I don't know what else to say. When is the time to pay attention? That's what I want to know. Well, everybody was mad at me for having Shepard Ambellis on, but you know what Shepard Ambellis had to say? He's the one that put me on to the military drills. He did, didn't he? I didn't know about those military drills. That's alarming. That's something people should know about. I challenged him on the fan fiction and the military officer and the post on Reddit, and that it was 100% or the incinerators for human beings. Those are things that I didn't go, oh my God, that's actually happening. However, I do think it's important that we let a guy that's been covering this since the beginning say what he has to say, okay? So I don't know what else to tell you. I have people on that I disagree with. And I'm going to take my nieces tomorrow to the Harlem Globetrotters game. We're going to have a great day. We're going to have a good time. And I'm not trying to panic anybody or worry anybody or do anything like that. Okay, I want to make that abundantly clear. So with that being said, me and Karma are going to finish our walk, right, baby? Where's my baby? Yeah, my girl. I love you guys. Remember, I just started my GoFundMe yesterday. We have yet to have a donation, $5, $10, $15. It means the world to me. It keeps me moving and grooving. And without you, we couldn't be doing this. So thank you. I'll see you all on the flip side.